hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Let's Talk. I am your host, Dree Let. Thank you for joining me for another fun-filled week of great things to discuss. So, as you know, this is where we inform, inspire, and motivate. So, once again, thank you for joining us tonight. So, as I tell you every week, you can view the show on Facebook Live on my Facebook page, which is Let's Talk with author Dreelet. And on YouTube, it's also called Let's Talk with author Dreelet. There, you can watch all the shows spanning all the way back to August until now, and you'll see how I've evolved and changed and improved. So make sure you hit like and subscribe and tell a friend and tell a friend. So, as you guys know, I called tonight Do Not Give Up Friday. That's right. Do not give up Friday. I'll explain more about that a little later into the show. Tonight, my special guest is Senior Chaplain Jonathan Grisby. He is the author of The $1,000,000 Marriage. He'll be on in a few minutes to talk to us. So I'm looking forward to that. So you guys make sure you pull your seats up close and listen as he talks about some very, very interesting topics that go along with the narrative of Do Not Give Up Friday. So also I forgot to tell you guys that you guys can purchase my books, as you can see right there on the ticker on dtlproduct.net. That's where all my books can be purchased, and you can read a bio about me there as well. So you guys, in hot topics, oh my goodness, what a week. What a week. So as you guys know, history was made this past Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, when Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, my soror, was sworn in as the first female and first woman of color to become the Vice President of the United States. What an honor. What a moment. When I saw her taking that oath and being sworn in, I cried like a baby. I did, because it was such a huge moment. I spent almost 30 years in corporate America and in management in a male dominant industry. And as a woman, it was tough sometimes. And also being African American woman, it was a double whammy. So it was tough at times. So just to see that somebody like Madam Vice President Kamala Harris was able to break that glass ceiling is huge. So I was celebrating with her in my tears of joy. So I'm so excited. We now have someone in the White House that's going to help President Biden get things back on track, get this COVID under control. I'm so glad to have true leadership in the White House, and true leadership that's going to unite us and get us back to loving on one another once again. I'm so excited. So, big ups to Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. Congratulations. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is Do Not Give Up Friday. But before I do that, I want to check in with my audience to see if they are watching, my faithful viewers. Yes, please tell me where you represent. Some of you guys I know where you're watching, but some of you I do not know. Okay, hubby is watching from the man cave. Love you. He's one of my biggest fans and one of my producers. I see my girlfriend from Michigan, Detroit. Hey, Leanna, what's up, girl? I see my sister on here. Love you, sis. Love you, love you. I see the legendary Godfather, Rocket Richard Houston, awesome, awesome skater. Hey, Carla, love you. Happy birthday. Yes, my cousin Janae is on here. I love you, girl. Love you. Callie representing, and Nita, yes, and so many, many more. And I thank you guys so much for joining me every week. It means the world to me. My sis from my alma mater undergrad, Ferris. Hey, Regina, love you, girl. Dana, Skate Fam is on here. Y'all, I could go on all night. Thank you for tuning in and being part of my live audience. You guys mean the world to me. It's awesome to have your support. So as I said earlier, this is Do Not Give Up Friday. So I want to share some things with you guys before I bring on Senior Chaplain Jonathan Grisby. Let me just share something with you that I think is huge. Right now the country is hurting from so many different things right now. And I decided it would be kind of cool to share some things to get everybody's spirits lifted. So the first thing I want to share, not that slide just yet. Oh my goodness, you guys, I have some bloops and blunders going on here. Don't laugh, it's all good, right? So what I want to share with you guys is, like I said, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't get where you're depressed and you're saying, why is this happening to me and all that. No, we don't want none of that, right? We want to stay focused and positive because with President Joe Biden and Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, things are going to get better. So stay positive, right? So I have faith that God's going to bless them to clean up this COVID mess. We're going to get the economy going again, more jobs. So stay positive. So meanwhile, dream big. Plan for tomorrow because, boy, the sun is going to come out again, like they were singing in the songs to celebrate the inauguration. The sun is going to come out again. So get ready, you guys. Get ready. Start saving. Even if you save $1 a day, $2 a week, $10 a week, whatever it is, start saving because I believe that COVID, they're going to get it under control. We'll be able to travel, have fun, and live again. And you want to make sure your money is right. So whatever check that you're receiving right now, say, you know what, I'm not going to always be here. I'm going to go. Even if you didn't lose your job, just dream big that you're going to get promotions and more opportunities. So stay positive. Look for that special dream house you've always been wanting to move into, right? Whether it's a condo or a big, huge mansion, whatever it is, dream big because dreams do come true. Save your money. Keep striving and keep just pushing on and don't let this negative, dreary stuff get you down. We've already got one big negative gone. We got a positive in the White House. So just dream big, even if it's a house. What about an awesome vacation, right? You may want to take a vacation to the Caribbean, to Europe, wherever it may be. You may want to go, but start saving now because, like I said, it's going to be good. I mean, doesn't that look awesome? The upper right, as you can see, is the Bahamas, and the lower bottom is Jamaica. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to travel again. So definitely, y'all start staying positive. Don't give up. This is you. You're not going to always be here, be it that the kids are at home stuck with you homeschooling, or you lost a loved one, or you're unemployed, or even if nothing has happened, even if everything's been all good for you, still striving to be bigger and better. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I was in a male dominated industry. Some of you know or may not know, I worked in the automotive industry. And so every year in Detroit, where I'm from, that's my second home, in Detroit, we would have a huge auto show there. And they would always unveil the great new cars and trucks. It was an exciting time. For those of you from the D, you know it was an exciting time, but with COVID, we are confined. So I thought I would share some cool stuff that I saw. So as you guys see there on the left, the 2022 GMC Hummer. Oh my God, they're bringing the Hummer back. That thing is a beast. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's stickered at 112 roughly estimated. Maybe your funds can't stretch that far. Who knows? Save, strive for it. You might be able to purchase it, but I want to just share all the neat vehicles coming out. Over to the right there, you see the Cadillac Lyric. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. Spring of 22 is when it's expected to come out. It's going to be an estimated $60,000. That is beautiful. Down there at the bottom, you see the 2022 Infinity. It's going to come out spring of this year coming up. That is pretty. I love that. That is a nice looking vehicle. And it's going to be $46,000. So again, you guys start saving your money. Get ready if you want a new house, new car, vacation. And also, we have the 21 Volkswagen ID4. The release date is early 2021 now, I believe, and the price is $39,000. I thought that was an awesome looking vehicle. That's sharp. The BMW 4 Series, oh my goodness, affordable, $45,000. With destination, you're looking at $46,000 and some change, but that thing is beautiful. And again, if you guys want more specifics, go to Motor Trend or go to any of the automotive outlets to get more information. I'm just giving you a slice of it so you can get excited and get motivated. If it's a new car you want, Start saving your money. The lower bottom is a 21 Lexus IS. That thing is sharp. $39,000 plus destination. It's on sale now. Isn't that awesome? Oh my goodness. I love it. It's beautiful. And then the 2022 Audi A3 priced $35,000. Release date spring of next year, 2022. So, but keep your eyes open. Sometimes the manufacturers will release vehicles a little bit earlier, and that's awesome. So, even if you're without a job, don't let that get you down. Take these pictures, whatever car or house you have in mind, print it off, cut it off, and put it on your mirror and just strive and look at it every day and say, that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get this car, I'm going to get this house, the vacation. Just strive for it every single day and just believe. Now, if you are into sports cars, oh my goodness, the 2021 all new redesigned Corvette. Oh, that thing is beautiful. It's starting. You can get a base model Corvette, a base model at $58,000. Now, most cars and most trucks and SUVs roughly are in the $50,000 range. So definitely, the base model Corvette, you can get one. The coupe, which is the blue one in the middle, it starts at 78,000. The convertible there on the end is 87,000. And I don't have the Z06 pictured. It is beautiful as well, but it starts at 85,000 and goes up. So, hey, if you're looking for a sports car, the kids are gone out the house, there you go. And you can strive for it. It is achievable. And then down at the below is a Subaru BRZ. It's a 2022. It's going to be released this fall in 2021, and the price is $29,000. So that's affordable as well. Just constantly dream big. And of course, this is my favorite Chevrolet Camaro, the 2021. You can get a base model Camaro for $25,000. That is an achievable, affordable price. But if you want to get the convertible all the way up to the Z01, they're going to range up to $80,000 and up. So, as I said, you guys, we have to just keep striving and just keep believing and knowing that God is in control, and this too shall pass. We've got new leadership that's going to be coming aboard, and things are going to get better. So if it's a vacation, like I said, a car or a house, or maybe even if it's jewelry, I don't know, some shoes, ladies, a bag, ladies or fellas, you want a Rolex, whatever it is, dream big. Nothing, all things are possible. Like I said, tape it up to your mirror and just dream. If you gotta work 2 and 3 jobs, so be it. All things can be achieved. So just dream big and don't give up. Don't give up. Let me see what some of my live audience members are saying. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on that? Yes, somebody said watching. Absolutely. Yes, you got to keep dreaming. You got to keep pushing. Somebody said that caddy looking lean. Absolutely. Yes, there's a new Escalade. You guys check that out as well. That's on the streets now. So I want to put up the vehicles that you may or may not have seen on the street that are coming. So definitely dream big, keep pushing, keep striving all the time. Let's see here. Yes, my sister said believe and achieve. Absolutely. Don't let none of this get you down. All things are possible. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, with further ado, I want to formally introduce my guest. My guest is Senior Chaplain Jonathan Grisby. He is the founder of the Institute of Koinonia Relationships, in which has the mission to destroy the spirit of divorce. He is also the author of The $1,000,000 Marriage. He specializes and helps with individuals and couples with trauma counseling, anger management, domestic violence, and many other areas. He received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Rehabilitation Services as well as a minor in Juvenile Corrections. He also went to an HBCU Awesome, which was Wilberforce University in Wilberforce, Ohio. Senior Chaplain Jonathan Grisby is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He is a native of Inkster, Michigan. Yes, Michigan. And he is married with 4 children and resides in Atlanta. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on my guest, Senior Chaplain Jonathan Grisby. Here we go.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Senior Chap, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you for joining us. I'm so
Thank
excited.
you for having me.
I'm
Thank
so
you so
excited.
much.
So have you been staying safe, washing your hands and wearing your mask?
Washing my hands, sanitizing, mask,
Yeah,
keeping 6 to 8 feet away,
that's it.
doing all that.
You said 8 feet. I know that's right. You took it further than the 6 feet, 8 feet.
6 to 8 feet. Six to 8 feet.
All right. I love it. Well, we're so excited to have you here. You know, I was telling everybody that's watching live that this is the Do Not Give Up Friday. And I wanted to
Sure.
have you on so you could tell us about the great things that you are doing. And I just want to give a shout out. I gave a shout out to the HBCU and being my brother from Michigan. Yes.
Absolutely. From the Motor City.
That's it. That's it, sir. So, the first thing I want to ask you, and I've been practicing pronouncing this word, right, is what is, explain to us, what is koinonia? Explain to us what that is all about, sir.
Sure. Koinonia actually, it's Greek. I got it out of biblical academics in the book of First John, chapter 1. Koinonia is a Greek word for fellowship.
Okay.
And koinonia means to communicate. It means to communicate by way of social intercourse. It's a sharing of emotions,
Okay.
a sharing of ideas, a sharing of things present, a sharing of things to come for the purpose of an exchange. When I saw that word in the Word of God, I noticed that
One moment.
when it comes to, hold on one second, let me cut my phone down. I apologize about that.
It's all good.
I noticed that the word relationship was nowhere to be found in the King James Version. And when it comes to marriage, there's a lot of problems as far as when it comes to intimacy and love. And the word relationship, by definition, means to be connected by blood. And we use the word relationship in the business world. We want a good relationship. By definition, it means going out on social affairs, but it's not intimate. And koinonia is critical because we need fellowship-driven relationships opposed to just being in a relationship connected by blood or just being married.
Okay.
Titles don't cause intimacy. Fellowship does.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And one thing you just said was you found that relationships, the word was not in the Bible, correct?
It was nowhere to be found in the book of King
Mm.
James.
Wow. That's interesting. Oh my goodness. I love that concept. So tell me this, in regards to that, what are the four stages of relationships? How does that all come into play?
Well, the four stages of relationships in our concept primarily is about educating people and counseling them and providing spirituality with the Word of God, of course, for them to pursue marriage. And there's four stages. There's dating. And then from dating, there's courtship. And in courtship, there's a transition. It should be a transition from courtship to the betrothal, which is engagement. And from that transition, we're going to the nuptial. And it's really interesting because I would find a lot of people, they would be together for 2 years. And they would tell me, oh, Senior Chaplain, we've been dating for 2 years. Really, the purpose of dating is to establish chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So once chemistry is established, okay, we want to go to the next step. So now we transition to courtship. And in courtship, that's where one is actually putting the institution of marriage together. They're getting educated, they're getting counseling, they're getting training. They're learning about the 7 core perspectives of marriage. And at that point, when they have an agreement to put together, now at that point, they're actually presenting that to the young lady. That's what the young man does.
Mm-hmm.
He's proposing a engagement. It's called a betrothal. The scriptures say an aim is 3 and 3 can 2 walk together except they be agreed. So it's really critical to have an agreement and have an understanding of your marriage and how it's going to operate and function.
Oh wow, that is interesting. Wow, that's interesting. And like you said, when people courting, they don't really take all that into consideration. They're just dancing. They're just dating and having a good time, and that's an interesting concept there.
Well, a lot of people don't have a good understanding of what courtship is,
Hmm.
you know, because it's actually a process to marriage. And getting this, I've learned this out of the passion of, uh, unfortunately, suffering the death of a divorce the first time.
Mm.
A lot of this, we didn't have it all. So, understanding in courtship, marriage operates and functions from 7 core perspectives. Spiritual perspective, having the word of God and the design on marriage, and understanding how one interacts with one another and interacts with the universe,
Okay.
because everything is connected. It operates and functions from a social perspective, how to effectively communicate and interact with one another with skills to create love. A lot of people don't know that. They don't know how to do that. They're not even really considering that. And then it operates and functions from an emotional perspective, how to effectively love that individual and how to validate that individual. Because the purpose of marriage is to reflect God, which is love.
Mhm.
And it's definitely driven by emotions. From a psychological perspective, one's cognition, how they think, their
Mhm.
belief system, their DNA. A lot of people, science says that 85% of individuals come from dysfunctional families. They come from hurt. And
Wow.
a lot of us have psychological trauma. So it's critical that we understand what's going on with us. We get help for psychological issues that we have because it's all about the way we think. It operates and functions from a physical perspective, how to effectively take care of yourself, eating well, getting rest, doing self care. It operates and functions from an economic perspective. We're talking revenue streams, we're talking your career, we're talking ways to generate income because we can't live off of air, you know. So
Mhm.
there must be a concept of what's your revenue stream, what's your call and purpose, what's your educational background or skill, how are we going to do that? It operates and functions also based on policies and procedures. What's the overall operation of your institution? We have a workbook that's actually with the book, and that's where that comes to play.
Mm.
There's questions I have in the book. It's about 250 questions
Wow.
on how to actually put your betrothal together, your covenant agreement together.
Wow. That's
And
interesting.
one or more of these 7 core perspectives is where people have breakdowns. It's where the relationship fails, the marriage fails. So we're doing that up front and getting educated up front. Now at that point, we have a strong chance to have a successful marriage.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. I like how you put it all into that. And you talked about the 7 core perspectives. That's interesting because, when people are in situations or in marriages, they don't think about all that. And that's good that you offer that service to help people think that through and dig deep, so to speak. So, what exactly is the I'm trying to get this right. Conia. Okay. What is that prenuptial agreement? What is that exactly?
Yeah, the Koinonia prenuptial agreement. Um, the Lord blessed me with this revelation at the point of death. I was really hurt, really broken from the loss of my first marriage. I wanted to end it because
Mm.
I wanted to be successful. I wanted to, I wanted things to work. However, the Lord said that He was going to give me revelation and give me some new wine.
Okay.
And what He shared with me was He said it wasn't necessarily you, it wasn't your first wife. It's there was no agreement and there was no wisdom and knowledge and education.
Mm.
And I was like, well, wait a minute, it's all about being equally yoked. And then when the Lord had me go and examine the scriptures in Corinthians about being equally yoked, that area is talking about people coming together in ministry. and being yoked,
Okay.
having the same mentality. Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together except they be agreed? The word agreed means yod in the Hebrew. It means harmony, whole, and one. And I said, whoa. And he said, there must be an agreement and wisdom and knowledge in those 7 core perspectives. And what was showing me was, okay, there's some things that you need before. Pre means before, necessary and prerequisite. Nuptial means ceremony of marriage.
Okay.
Agreement means harmony, whole, and one. You need a koinonia prenuptial agreement for the success of the institution, not failure.
Okay.
And primarily divorce is due to, from a legal perspective and biblical academics as well, irreconcilable differences, conflicting beliefs and ideas that cannot be brought in agreement. So from the very beginning, because many people date emotionally, there was no courtship. So that process of putting a koinonia prenuptial agreement for the success of the institution, not failure. So when the young man proposes an engagement, she has something to get engaged to. She's aware of that, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Wow, that's deep. That's really deep. And it's funny that you talk about that because I guarantee there's a lot of couples out here that don't think about all that. They just think about I love him, I love her, and let's do it. and I think that's an awesome way to look at it. So do you offer that to couples before they get married, or that's something where you dig deeper as they're going through the trauma in the relationship?
Now, we offer that to couples before marriage.
Okay.
That's what we do. And we actually prepare singles, divorcees, and divorcees for effective dating and effective courtship and how to properly get betrothed. And those who, when you've been divorced, I mean, you're terrified. So these are people that we work with and we help them prepare to become a wife, to become a husband. The married couples generally that we get, that I work with, trauma, affairs, adultery, infidelity, that's happened. Their thing is it's over. Those are primarily the couples that I get. And what we do is something very unique, and I've seen it work. I mean, I got to give credit to the Holy Spirit for this revelation. We never come with them telling them that we want to save your marriage. No. What we do that's very unique is we literally marry them again.
Oh,
absolutely.
wow.
That's a 8 to 12 month process. And also with singles, divorcees, and divorcees, it's 8 and 12 months process as well. However, it's distinct based on, okay, people who have had the trauma, we help them with that trauma, and we help them create the new marriage based on those 7 core perspectives. We make sure that they understand God's biblical design for the institution of marriage, because it's about creating off of his design. And when they understand that we can literally create a new marriage, we can get married again. We literally do that. It's all about changing the mind. And when you get new information, there's a brain change. That's called neuroplasticity. We educate them on that.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep, and I'm sure with that, as you educate them, the husbands look at different situations in the old way that they probably would get upset about this, but now they look at it a totally different way, and vice versa for the wives. That's amazing. And so, when you remarry them, is it a whole actual wedding ceremony?
There's a whole wedding
Wow.
ceremony, groomsmen, bridesmaids, the whole nine.
I love it.
We help them with the trauma of what happened. We get them educated, and the 7 cores. And I've just seen miracles with this. Seen miracles. It's very serious to us. It's very serious to me. Generally, when people get married, anyone out there that their marriage is suffering or did not make it, it's due to, again, when they got married and went before clergy. This is just my take.
Mhm.
Um, Generally, a lot of them just marry people. They may have one or two sessions with them. You know, I don't think that's good. It is our responsibility to make sure that they're equipped to be able to have capacity. That word is so serious to me. I got it all through my book because many people will say, Dream, well, they chose to divorce or they chose to be that way. They didn't make the right choices. They just got no. They didn't have capacity. By definition, capacity means ability to do, ability to hold, ability to store. And when we marry people, all of us as clergy, we actually say something, at the end, with the power of like here in Georgia, I marry someone with the power of the state of Georgia and the authority sanctioned in me, I pronounce you man and wife. The state is depending on me to make sure that people are ready. God is depending on me and others that we sanction, that they have what it takes. And we should be very serious about that. I know I am, very.
Wow. Now go back to when you said the ability. So do you mean when you say the ability, meaning that they don't have the resources? What do you mean by that?
Sure. I actually said capacity. You
Okay.
know, people when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to love, there are many people that actually think because they've gotten very emotional that the individual just wanted to make those decisions. They just wanted to do that. They
Okay.
didn't. They didn't. They didn't love me well, from an emotional perspective. From a social perspective, we grew apart. We couldn't connect.
Mm.
No, it's not that. It's there was no capacity. There was no education. There was no training in those areas for the individual to have the right mind and also the right brain function.
Ah.
When we talk about brain function, we're talking getting new information and
Mhm.
getting understanding.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. And that is so cool that you guys spend the time in educating and sharing with them what it is that they need to make sure they have a successful marriage. So let me ask you this: after the couple goes to that, you said it was 8 to 12 months.
Yes.
What is the percentage that you're seeing of people that actually stick together and don't give up? Is it a high number once they go through the
What's
training?
very interesting, Dree, is um, the people that I'm called for and that we get, Senior Chaplain Ross and I, are people who have been broken. These are people who've been broken. These are people, who have been married two or three times. Their mom and dad's been divorced. They don't have a very high success rate with relationships and they want hope. They have hope. They want something new and different. So these people are very aggressive. They're very assertive in doing the work, and we give them a lot of love.
That's awesome.
So it's a very high percentage of
Okay.
those people that come to get it. I would say about 75%.
That's awesome.
The 25% are just folks who didn't have that. I'm
Mm.
not I'm not for the people who, well, my mom and dad, they were married 30, 35 years and come from the picket fence mentality. Those
Mm.
people are awesome, but that's not our call. And most of those people generally, they don't think that they need to do the work.
Mm.
You know,
That's interesting. You said earlier that I can't remember the percentage that you said, but most people come from some sort of experience in their life. So the odds of everybody having a perfect family or perfect, upbringing is yeah, that makes sense. I can see why you totally want to work with those that are willing to open up and say, "I've got issues." That's awesome. That's awesome. So help me understand what is the you you and I talked offline about the emotional intelligence. Share with the viewers exactly what is that.
yeah. Again, the purpose of marriage is to reflect God, which is love. And most marriages generally are commitment driven. They're not love driven. A lot of times, clergy, the communication from them generally is primarily you need to be committed. You need to stay in the word of God, or you need to stay in love, or you need to stay spiritual. You need to just commit. You have a situation here where you have children, you never want to break up. It's commitment, commitment, commitment. However, love produces commitment. And the key is to having the capacity and the wisdom to love well, which is going to require emotional intelligence. When we talk about emotional intelligence, it's 6 elements: self-awareness, self-control, social awareness, social management, attention, vision, and outlook. In those 6 cores, people are not educated and have the knowledge on how to be present in a situation, of conflict. I need to have self-control. What does that look like? Am I doing the spiritual disciplines to give me the capacity to be present? Do I have the knowledge from a psychological perspective how to give mercy and grace if I'm in a relationship with someone that I want to marry who has not only just been divorced, but they may have been molested?
Oh,
I need the EQ to understand not to take that personal. We're talking men and women. So understanding those 6 elements, and we educate that, I talk about it in the book, is critical, because love is an emotion, feelings on the inside that's caused by pain or pleasure with the purpose of directing one to a particular place. And if one can't love well, if they don't have the intelligence, EQ, the emotional intelligence, they could have the desire, they can have the heart, I want to. I've never had anybody stand in front of me that got married and never been to any wedding that the 2 individuals did not want to love and did not want to. It's all about what they had. We're destroyed by lack of knowledge. It's about making sure they have knowledge. If that makes sense.
yes, it does. That's deep. One thing I like about this whole concept of everything that you guys do, and I hope you told me I could call you Senior Chap, right?
Yeah, that's what they call me.
So Senior Chap, is it's amazing how you take it from a biblical aspect, but you also take it from a human being aspect, in that we are godly, we are God's children, but at the same time we're human too. So
Absolutely.
I like how you take all that in consideration. That's awesome. That's outstanding. And that's why I wanted you to come on and talk about don't give up. Just simply, and before you came on, we talked about tomorrow's going to get better. Things are going to be better. And I can only imagine right now, doing COVID-19 and the pandemic, couples are in the house and they probably going bananas, and your phone is ringing off the hook, I'm sure.
They've learned a lot of people. One of the greatest revelations last year, sharing with people because they're forced to be home, is understanding that you literally have the ability to be transformed, and you can transform, and you can change the trajectory of your relationships just knowing how God made every human being to function. We have a spirit. Everyone has one. We also have a soul. And right there's a hybrid there. We have our mind. Then we have our brain. And of course, our brain, we have a body and our skull, if you will. But the way that we operate and function, primarily people just operate by their brain. And what I mean by that is, okay, they're not thinking, they're not changing, they're not making decisions, they're not using their mind. Many did not realize that their mind is separate from their brain. And the objective is to understand that, let me stop and let me use my mind, because the way that God made us is to be mindful. Our mind is supposed to tell our brain what to do, if that makes sense. We're beautifully, wonderfully made. God talks about that in his word. The executive center of the brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, that's a chief operating center, um, has the capacity to hear from the mind and make decisions. And once they get like information that we share, wait a minute, I can change. And
Mm.
what many of the people have learned, because there's a lot of anxiety. Many people say, Senior Chap, I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. I can't deal with my wife. I can't deal with my boyfriend. I can't deal with. Well, we help them understand there's really no such thing as a nervous breakdown. We have an area in our brain called the amygdala. That's the emotional regulator. And the amygdala can be very loud because people have trauma. It's loud, it's swollen. And the key is for the Spirit of God to regulate that. And that's done through mindfulness meditation. And I mentioned that to you. And that's a key. Uh, Sitting with your breath, which means spirit. And it's so many scientific proofs how when people do that technique of self-care, their brain, there's a lot of healing that takes place. They become more mindful. They become more present. So if one's brain can change, them and their mind has changed, they're changed, and they can go a whole different trajectory. That makes sense.
Oh, wow, it does. This is amazing, and I'm so glad that you wrote a book, being a fellow author. That's awesome that you wrote the book to go deep and explain it so other people can purchase it and read deeper into it. And the conversations that you and I had just on that whole subject in itself of the seven core perspectives is just deep in itself. So, I wanted to bring you on just to talk about don't give up. You guys, I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. Do you guys have any questions for Senior Chaplain Jonathan Grisby? He is amazing. He's very knowledgeable. Let's see here. Somebody is saying stay spiritual, keep God in your marriage. Absolutely, all the time. Leanna, your classmate from before, she said being equally yoked is so important. Yes, it is. It's a give and take responsibility, having fun doing it. That is so true. That is so true. Let me see if we got some questions. You guys have anything you want to ask him while we got him? He is amazing. He is a wealth of knowledge here. Um, do this for me, Senior Chap. Tell everybody how they can follow you if they want to talk to you offline, because some people may be kind of shy to ask questions and things of that nature. Please share with them how they can get in touch with you if they want to talk to you offline.
Sure, they can actually go to the website. It's www.ikrchaplains.org, and they can send us an email, or we have a 1-800 number. It's 1-877-280-9595. They can give us a call. Um, if we're not available, they can definitely leave a message, and we'll be there for them. Many people, again, when they would say that it's over, it's something about the seven core perspectives. They see, okay, which one of these seven is the problem, or which one do you not have wisdom and knowledge in?
Mm.
Because we're destroyed by lack of knowledge. And it's all about, okay, this is a guide. We don't just have to give up. And that person that you might be dating, that person that you may have been with for years, or that person you may have been living together, those are the people that I love to connect with. Because when they get love and they get wisdom and knowledge, and they understand the structure and the design of marriage and how it works, nobody never really taught us how to be married. Nobody taught us how to be a husband or be a wife. These seven cores, nobody never really taught us. So we provide that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. And for those marriages out there that are strong, like mine, still there's always room for growth, right? There's always room. And I'm sure you've been married quite a while, and I'm sure there's things that you learn as well that you apply.
Absolutely. It's
Mhm.
17, I've been married to my wife for 17 years now,
Oh,
and
congratulations.
we go to counseling. I go because it's all about getting knowledge. That's critical. We want
Absolutely.
to grow. We want to love well, and we want to be happy. We want to be happily married.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely. All marriages, people that have been married for 2 years, 30 years, 40 years, it's always room for growth. Absolutely. Definitely. So you guys make sure you what I'll do is I'll put your information in the comments section, senior
Sure.
for those people that might be a little shy. But they are saying that it makes somebody here said it makes a lot of sense of what you just talked about. Definitely. And having common goals. Somebody else commented. Absolutely. So you got to always keep growing, keep growing. And the main thing of it all, right, is don't give up.
Don't give up.
Keep pressing on.
Don't give up. God is faithful.
Hmm.
God is faithful. We're not always faithful, but He always is. He's
Hmm.
faithful to us. The key is to trust Him, um, get His word, the power of the Holy Spirit and the power of Christ present. Miracles can take place, and get good counsel. Proverbs 15 and 22 was Proverbs, one of my favorite books. It says, "Without counsel, purposes are disappointed." And you want counsel where you're going to be challenged with love. You're going to be challenged, whereas you can grow, and whereas you can make transformations, you can make new changes, and you guys can become one.
That's deep. That's deep. Absolutely. Well, I thank you, sir, so much for coming on Let's Talk. You are
Thank you so much for having me.
absolutely. I gotta have my Michigan home fam on. So definitely, definitely. So you are welcome here anytime because you have so much information, and I know that you would love to just get into it. But we can definitely have you come back and talk more in depth. And you guys, if there's anything that you want to ask him, I will make sure to put his information in the comment section so you can reach out to him. So thank you so much, Senior Chaplain.
Thank you so much, and just want to let everybody know I love you, and don't give up.
That's it.
Please don't give up. We're here for you. God
Absolutely.
bless.
Thank you. God bless you,
Thank
sir.
you.
See you. You guys, as you heard it, yes, that is a senior chaplain, Jonathan Grisby. He is amazing. He is amazing. Like I said, he wrote a book, and a friend of mine tapped me on the shoulder and said, you got to have him on. He's got great information. So reached out to him, and he and I talked, and spent an hour on the phone. It was good stuff. Good stuff. So I said, absolutely. My show is about informing, inspiring, motivating, and I definitely wanted him to come on in case there are some people out there that are hurting in their marriages or their relationships. He is definitely a great person to have on to or have to talk to about any circumstance. So you guys, definitely, I'll put his information in the comment section. So as we close out the show, I just, before I came on, I got word of a legend. Oh my goodness, a legend. Hank Aaron, Hall of Famer, passed away today. Oh my goodness, RIP. They said he died peacefully in his sleep. That man was legendary. The things that he did, not just for the sports, but in his community, he was a pillar of just, he was amazing. So my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, and I believe they're going to have something big here in Atlanta for him at the Braves Stadium. But wow, that's such a shocker. He was 86 years old. So my thoughts and prayers go to him, as well as my thoughts and prayers go to all of the individuals that have died from COVID-19, especially in California. They're getting hit hard so bad. So my thoughts and prayers go to all those families and loved ones. So, you guys, every week I leave you with a positive thought. And my positive thought is called Be Kind. It is by Anthony D. Williams. This is deep. I saw this. I said, I got to share this on my show, right? So it's called, like I said, it's called Be Kind. And it says, do one act of kindness each day of the year and change 365 lives. Again, do one act of kindness each day of the year and change 365 lives. So even if there's something as simple, we've talked before, if you go in the grocery store and you see someone that's elderly or someone that may be handicapped, open the door for them, help them. If you see someone that needs help pushing a shopping cart in a grocery store, or if you haven't talked to a friend you haven't talked to in a long time, pick up the phone, call them and say, hey, how you feeling? How you doing? If it's a loved one or a relative, check on them regularly. Whatever it is, say some kind words. If you're on social media, put up a post that'll help somebody. Reach out to somebody, talk to people, and just do something kind. And if you do one kind act every single day, you can touch 365 lives. So I thought that was beautiful. So hopefully you guys will do that. And again, I am ecstatic about the White House being ran by a whole different administration, a positive one, a loving one. And I do believe in my heart through God, we are going to get there. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Don't let none of this negativity get you down. Just think about getting there. Fauci said this. He said that if the vaccine and everything goes smoothly this summer, 80% of everybody be vaccinated. I know that's controversial, but 80% of the people could be vaccinated and we could get to some sense of normalcy by fall. So with that being said, things are around the corner. So start saving your money, keep thinking positive, and things are going to be okay. So as I tell you every week, you guys can watch the show on Facebook Live on the Facebook page called Let's Talk with Author Drillette. I almost forgot myself. And then on YouTube, you can go to my channel where it's called Let's Talk with Author Drillette. Hit like and subscribe and tell a friend. Make sure you just look at all the shows going back to August from when I very first started. I've evolved, I've changed, and I've gotten better. So just want to tell you guys that. Also, remember to tune in next week. This is Let's Talk, where we inform, inspire, and motivate. Make sure you wash your hands and wear your mask. Be safe out there this weekend. And if no one has told you, just know that I love you. So you guys be safe and we'll see you next week. I'm out.